Let's see what this is all about, shall we, Taurus? The Empress. This is an exalted one, taking the high road. So if you're in a situation where people are trying to engage you in an argument, there's the argument right there. So if someone's trying to engage you in their jive, it's time to take your leave from their weirdness. Take the high road, be in integrity, have your words be exalted and from love and understanding, even if fear and negativity is being thrown at you. But it is time to make some physical movements, physical changes. The Empress is being in your power, but it does look like you have given your power away. And this could be for a male or a female. So it does look like you were compromising, but it felt really uncomfortable. So now is the time to make you a priority. And reorganize your life a bit. But it does look like taking the high road and following that wonderful guidance and intuition that you have, Taurus. You are very in tune to things, but it does feel like you were checking out for a couple of months, could be even a year or so, and giving up your authority to someone else. So the moon is our intrinsic side. So it does look like you've been very active on the in your mind, having things that you want to do, kind of sitting, and it does look like a bit of stewing. So it's time to take what is inside to put it to the outside. It does look like you have a bunch of ideas that have been you've been nurturing, but in your head. So it's time to take them from the mental plane, put them into the physical plane. But the moon also can be like swallowing your pride, swallowing your words. And if you continue to do that, you will create dis-ease in your body. It's out of alignment if we swallow what we are thinking and what we need to say. So it does look like important conversation is either happening now, has happened, or will happen very shortly. Getting some clarity, but it does look like some argument and strife has been in your life in the past position. It does look like you're sick of that you want that to end. The King of Cups is here, also an exalted sign. So you have 3 exalted signs. So it's time to take the high road of things. Wands are action. This also can stand for a person. This is a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But it does, for the most part, feel like staying in integrity with your emotions. You've been swallowing a lot of your pride, making choices to not upset others, and now it's time to stand in your power, loud and proud, Taurus. Move that energy, make those changes if you need to make those changes. But it also feels like there is a wise one that is a water sign. Cups are water, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Doesn't necessarily have to be in a male body, but it does look like someone that has some very wise advice that has kind of been guiding you for a while. This could be a parent, this could be a mentor, or just a really wise friend. But it does feel like a water sign, someone who sees things neutrally and tries to speak from the heart. So it does look like if you need to tap into them and ask for help, then that is fine. That is fine. So it's no longer a time to keep your mouth shut. If you need to get out of a situation, get out of it however that looks to you. So what is in the past position is the 5 of Wands, and this is a bit tumultuous. The 5s are like right in the middle of the process. It is in the past position, so that tells me that there's been some arguments and some strife in your past. You've had to swallow your pride a little bit, turn down your brilliance. Now it's time to turn up your magic, turn up who you really are. But it does feel like you've been muting yourself, whether it's situational, or for someone else so they can shine. It's time for you to let your light shine as well. And you may need to step out of this situation in order to get clarity. The Chariot is here, also a major arcana. This is movement. This is balance. This is kind of getting in touch with your magic. It can mean travel in style as well. It is in the present position. I am feeling that there is some kind of healing, nurturing, could even be a class that's near water that you will either be looking into or you will take. But it does feel like it's inevitable. The motion has to happen. It's going to happen whether you make those choices or not. The Chariot is right here. That is movement as well. You have a number of movement cards. So it's time to light a fire and make those choices and make those changes, or at least prepare for them. But the Chariot is an exalted card as well. It's under 2 exalted cards. So no longer turn down your greatness so someone else can shine. If they can't shine equally with you, then you're with the wrong person. All right, King of Swords is here. That can stand for clarity. It's also being in integrity. It's taking the high road. It can stand for a person that is an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. This feels like a mentor position, a mentor person that it could be a collaboration with an air sign, either male or female. Doesn't dictate gender, but it does feel like a collaboration of some sort with an air sign that will further you on the path of what you want to do. It does look like there was an ending of something a little while ago, and you're kind of floundering around trying to find your next step. And it does look like your next step involves some sort of collaboration with an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra. The Hierophant is a basis card here. This is one for spiritualism and kind of taking what's in from the inside, putting it to the outside, having faith, kind of like blind faith. But this is also your card, Taurus. And I'm feeling that you need to make yourself a priority, your passions, your life. You've taken the back seat for about a year or maybe a little bit more, kind of trying to find your way. Well, the clarity is there now, so it's time to take that first step into your greatness. Put that energy into your projects, your healing. And in the middle of all this, you are healing yourself. It does look like you're kind of stuck right now, but once you take that first step into motion, into healing, into action, I mean, his whole body is orange here. And when I ask Spirit what that means, it's time to do some self-care and self-healing. You are very intuitive, and it does look like you have some healing abilities. So it's like physician heal thyself kind of thing. So it's time to turn all that beautiful, wonderful maternal energy that you gift so many people and gift it to yourself. Because, you know, if mama ain't happy, nobody is. So the next one is the Eight of Pentacles. It does look like you're collecting information. It is right next to the collaboration card here. So you may be starting a business, starting a collaboration, changing jobs, but it does feel like you're collecting the information in order to either make a new living, a different living, some way of adding to your financial abundance. But it does look like you're collecting information so you can use it in the future to your betterment. It does feel like you're a bit isolated right now, so you may want to open up a little bit. The Four of Wands is here. That kind of dictates coming out of isolation. But, you know, in order to study and to really perfect stuff mentally, we have to isolate. But it's time to come out of some of that self-proposed isolation. The Four of Wands is here. That's jubilation. That's celebration. It's getting back together with either friends from the past or friends that you haven't seen in a while. It can be marriage invitations, you know, social events. So now it's time to come out of your isolation off of the top of the mountain and join the party a little bit, Taurus. Okay, the Hangman is here, and that is like the Epiphany card. That is the Epiphany cards. That's the aha card. Everything still is the same, but how you are looking at life is completely by a different perspective. And it does feel more spiritual in nature, purposeful in nature, kind of big picture stuff instead of why did this individual isolated thing happen. You're You're looking at the big picture. What is the lesson? You know, if you have chosen partners that all were alcoholics or partners that all were workaholics or something, instead of looking at the individual, you're looking at the situation. What part of you attracted that part of them? So you're looking at the big picture, how to change that in a really practical way. You know, Taurus, you are very practical. And now is the time you're being fueled by all these earth planets. Start to embrace practicality a little bit more. All your answers are within you. And just take a moment to rest and listen to what is being, Spirit is telling you, and take that step. It does feel like you're a little constipated in your movement. This is the Ace of Wands. These are the God cards. There's action involved with fire, and wands are fire. So it does look like you're kind of floating a little bit. It does feel like you're not jumping into your greatness. You're kind of allowing that fear to dictate and control. It does feel like a lie in your space that you can't move, you can't do this. The can't feels like a self-imposed prison. So allow yourself to be free mentally. Take that first step of action into the movement, and the rest will follow. Like, free your mind and the rest will follow. Kind of like that. I know I don't have a very good voice, but there you go. Anyway, the Three of Wands, it kind of dictates releasing some things from the past, looking towards the future, but you may have to wait before you make the physical jump. It does look like releasing yourself of some physical burdens before you make the big move, whether it's a physical move to a new house, new state, new country. It does look like there will be a large motion of movement coming up in your future, and it does feel like it's a bit of a surprise. It is doing something completely different than you have been doing the last couple of years. It is also kind of wrapped up in the healing energy. You have a number of healing cards here. The orange is kind of telling me you need to start healing yourself. Do not believe people that are negative and that are throwing negative energy at you. You are enough, and you are perfect the way you are, unless you want to change something. So it does look like you're taking heed in those words, that you are changing things. You're minimizing. I mean, he's almost naked here. So you're minimizing, you're releasing some physical things that no longer serve you. This could be physical burdens, like that box you've walked by in the garage 10 times and done nothing about, or it can be emotional burdens that you need to release. But it does look like you're hitting a big, big karmic picture, and you have changed the way you are looking at life by the Hangman being right in this position. So it's just kind of initiating those changes now. Okay, Taurus, let's see what, all right. These are chakra cards. Ah, okay. Is there a fear of rejection? Is there a fear of not being welcome, that you aren't enough, that is holding you back? As long as you don't reject your ideas and you don't reject who you are, then all is well. Let's see. Mysticism. It's time to really get in touch with your magic. You have turned it way down so someone else can shine, and it is your turn. So if they can't allow you to shine, it looks like motion is in order here. If they can allow you to shine, it does look like you have to update and agree upon some of those changes.